Today we're taking a look at these NCAAF matches, which are happening on Saturday, August 27, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 360 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you at least 5 betting picks for each game, a team pick, a total pick, and multiple prop bets based on facts and detailed explanation. So make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Vanderbilt Commodores versus Hawaii Warriors. The Vanderbilt Commodores finished last season with a 2-10 overall record and an 0-8 SEC conference record. Head coach Clark Lee will need to hype his team up before this one if they want to start the season off on the right track. They will now be starting Mike Wright at QB, as he will look to lead this Commodores team to a better season in 2022. The Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, unfortunately, lost a lot of experience over the offseason, as they lost multiple starters to the transfer portal. They will now be forced to start some younger talent, as their first-year head coach will have his hands full. Timmy Chang is now the head coach for Rainbow Warriors, as he came over from Nevada. He now gets his first chance as a Division I head coach. Our team pick is Hawaii Rainbow Warriors plus 8 points. I'll be riding with the Rainbow Warriors plus 8 in this matchup with the Commodores, as the Warriors are beginning a new chapter and they will play hard for their home fans. Vanderbilt was one of the worst defensive teams in the country last season, and I see the Hawaii offensive line dominating in this game. The Warriors are returning their entire offensive line, as this was one of the only position groups that stayed intact after the issues they had with their last head coach. They will give the Hawaii QB plenty of time to throw, as I see Hawaii successfully moving this ball throughout the game. The Rainbow Warriors also have a 624% winning percentage in season opening games, as they have been known to jump out to fast starts. They have also won 7 straight home openers, as I see them making this a very close game with the Commodores. Hawaii has also defeated their last 3 Power 5 opponents, as they don't fear bigger schools. This is a fresh start in Hawaii, and I see them jumping out to a fast start. The Hawaii Rainbow Warriors finished 6-7 last season and 3-5 in the Mountain West Conference. They finished the year strong, beating Colorado State and Wyoming. It bears mentioning that both of these teams claimed wins over Colorado State last season. Last season they averaged 28.8 points per game, which ranked 64th in the country. Their best outing was a 50-45 win over Colorado State. The defense was not strong, however, as they allowed opponents to score 31.4 points per game, which ranked 100th in the nation. The Rainbow Warriors come into this season with a fresh start, as Coach Todd Graham has been replaced by Timmy Chang. Our total pick over 54.5 points. Our prop bets are: first pick is Vanderbilt Commodores over 25.5 points. The Commodores racked up 3,752 yards in total last year. Vanderbilt compiled 12 passing touchdowns and 8 touchdowns on the ground. They turned the football over 19 times. Vanderbilt had 212 first downs, and they were hurt by 66 penalties for 528 yards. As a team, they had an average of 123.3 yards in the run game, which was 103rd in Division I. When it comes to putting the ball in the end zone, the Vanderbilt Commodores held an average of 15.8 ppg. In terms of yards through the air, the Commodores allowed 3,166 yards, which had them ranked 101st in college football. In their 12 games, they conceded 263.8 yards per game through the air, in addition to relinquishing a completion percentage of 65.3%. They gave up 458.3 yards per contest, which put them 118th in D1. They allowed 29 touchdowns via the pass in addition to 22 touchdowns via the ground game. They gave up 5.6 yards per rush and 194.5 rushing yards per game throughout last season. In total, they gave up 2,334 running yards through 12 contests. The Commodores sat in 119th in college football when it comes to team defense, allowing 35.8 points per game. Our second pick is Hawaii Rainbow Warriors under 25.5 points. The Hawaii Warriors had an average of 405.0 yards per game, ranking them 63rd in the nation. The Hawaii offense racked up 586 penalty yards on 68 infractions, ranking them 92nd in Division I in terms of helping out the other team. Last year, the Warriors threw for 3,409 yards via the pass, not to mention averaging 262.2 passing yards per outing, putting them at 36th in D1. In relation to how much they scored, the Warriors were ranked 64th in Division I, averaging 28.8 points per game. Hawaii surrendered a total of 2,032 rushing yards, 156.3 yards per contest, and 23 touchdowns rushing throughout last year. They allowed 23 touchdowns via the pass as well as 289.7 yards per contest, which had them in 125th in D1. The Warriors' defense was on the field for 1,008 plays, ranking them 126th in the country. The Warriors allowed 31.4 PPG, which had them ranked 100th in D1. Last year, they gave up 408 total points. Our player props. First pick is Mike Wright under 1.5 touchdowns. The Vanderbilt Commodores finished the year with a 2-10 mark. In their last contest, Commodores faced off with the Tennessee Volunteers and walked away from this one with a loss by a score of 45-21. Mike Wright went 16-31 with 198 yards passing and 1 touchdown. He had a quarterback rate of 109.5 and finished the contest with 1 interception. Rocco Griffin was the rushing leader for the Commodores with 30 attempts for 104 yards, 3.5 yards per carry. The Vanderbilt Commodores ended up running the ball 43 times and compiled 115 yards, which is an average of 2.7 yards per carry. In all, they had 75 plays which totaled 321 yards. Vanderbilt allowed 10 completions on 18 tries for 156 yards, and a completion rate of 55.6%. In the running game, the Commodores gave up 285 yards on 42 attempts, which averages out to 6.8 yards per run surrendered. Second pick is Chevan Cordeiro, over 150.5 QB rating. The Warriors finished the season holding a 6-7 record. When they last stepped on the field, the Warriors walked away with a victory by a final of 38-14 when they faced the Wyoming Cowboys. Chevan Cordeiro, 3 touchdowns, walked away from the game with 323 yards on 1931 passing while his QB rating was 174.3. He had 1 interception and his YA was 10.41935483877097. Chevan Cordeiro ran the ball 14 times for 86 yards, finishing the game with 6.1 yards per attempt for Hawaii. Hawaii ran the ball for 4.6 yards per carry, finishing the game with 167 yards on 36 attempts. The Warriors finished the game with 490 yards while they ran 67 plays, 7.3 yards per play. The Warriors' passing defense gave up a completion rate of 62.1%, surrendering 186 yards on 18 out of 29 passing. Hawaii conceded 37 rush attempts for 119 yards, 3.2 yards per carry,